Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Tactical Clinic, where we take a user's tactics sent in on Reddit to test with 3 clubs in the game. Today we're testing out the Skanderbags Sword with Mick Sokoli. As you can see, the first club we have tried this with is Celtic, and wee spoiler here on the right hand side, we won the domestic treble. So we'll take a look at every trophy, see how exactly we got on. Premier Sports Cup in the final, we beat Rangers 3-2. Goals from Matt O'Reilly and 2 from Furuhashi, winning the Premier Sports Cup, which is the equivalent of the Carabao Cup, very, very easily. Now, take a look at the Scottish Cup. We were also the winners here, 3-0 against Rangers again. Take a look, here we go. Maida, Callum McGregor and Furuhashi with 3 goals. Callum McGregor getting sent off in the 53rd minute at 2-0 up. Rangers must have felt they had a chance to come back, however Furuhashi scored pretty much straight away. Then we'll go back to the competition tab. Champions League, unfortunately we were pretty poor, finishing bottom of the group. But as you can see, we had Milan, Atletico Madrid and Dortmund in our group, so not too bad. The 2 results we got points in were a 1-1 draw away in Germany against Dortmund and a home draw against Atletico Madrid. Now the main thing we want to see is the Cinch Premiership, where as you can see we have won the league quite comfortably. 5 points clear of Rangers, and then as always in Scotland, 29 points clear of 3rd placed Hearts. Take a look at the full table and we'll just get a quick look at the goals scored. 110, 19 of which against Livingston, who finished down in 9th. And if you know anything about the Scottish Premier League, the bottom half teams will only play 3 times, so we scored 19 against Livingston and 14 against Kilmarnock in 3 games. And we've only conceded 22 goals as well, which means not only are we scoring a ton of goals, this is also a watertight defence. Now we'll take a look at the squad itself. You see Furuhashi here played 50 games, coming off the bench once, scoring 51 goals from an XG of 38, as well as assisting 8. So absolutely phenomenal season from him. He only got 11 player of the matches though, which is quite surprising, considering he scored 51 goals that season. Next up we had David Turnbull, centre midfielder with 22 goals, Leela Bad with 16, Jota with 14, who's away to Saudi Arabia in real life, Maida from Japan with 13, and then as you can see, goals spread out here. In terms of assists, we had Aaron Moy with 24, Leela Bada with 21, great season overall from him, 21 assists, 16 goals, Jota 15 assists, David Turnbull 13, and the captain Callum McGregor with 10. Lastly, with Celtic, we'll take a look at the data hub. We can see non-penalty expected goals of 2.24, which led to us scoring 2.89 goals per game. So we're scoring more goals than expected, which is always what you want to see, and we are pushing towards that 3 goals per game. Expected goals against 0.58, which is the exact same as conceded per game, so doing exactly as expected in terms of the defence there. And then looking here, 91.6 expected goals in the league, 110 scored, 88.8 points expected, we get 91, so just overperformed in points, and expected position first, actual position first, not surprising. So domestic treble with Celtic. We'll now just skip right ahead and get straight to the next team. Next up we have Manchester City, who as we can see had a reasonable season, not as good as in real life just gone by, but still 2-1 victory over Liverpool in the Community Shield. Fixture unavailable to view, but we'll look at it here. Goals from Haaland and Phil Foden, both coming after a Mo Salah penalty in the 16th minute. Unfortunately knocked out in the 4th round of the Carabao Cup by Tottenham, knocked out in the 5th round of the FA Cup by Liverpool, and a semi-final exit the Champions League to Real Madrid. The final's not yet been, but unfortunately we lost to Madrid on penalties there, so very, very close to making it through to the Champions League final on that occasion. And as you can see in the league, we have won. So we've won the league by 11 points, scoring 112 goals, including 11 against Newcastle. And that's easily, as you can see, easily the best goal scoring record in the division. Goals against 34, which is just slightly more than Liverpool. Let's take a look. We conceded 5 to Crystal Palace, which is pretty poor to be honest, but it doesn't matter. We've won the league by 11 points quite convincingly there. And as you can see, after beating Forest 5-0 back at the end of August, we were just top the whole way through. which is what you like to see. So, quote unquote double, not really including the Community Shield, but it is a double of sorts. And looking at the squad, take a look at the goals. Erling Haaland, 73 goals across the season, 54 starts, 73 goals from the next year of 66, 11 assists there. As you can see, the man's just an absolute machine. He's an absolute beast. If you can't win the league with Erling Haaland in your team, you shouldn't really be playing Football Manager, unfortunately. And if you manage anyone else in the Premier League, you need to try and stop him, which, it's easier said than done. The rest of the goals in the squad spread really, really well. Only 4 players played that didn't actually score, 2 of which being the goalkeepers, so, expected. 17 from De Bruyne, 14 from Bernardo Silva, 10 from Jack Grealish. Assists-wise across the squad, 19 from Bernardo Silva, 15 from De Bruyne, 13 assists from Calvin Phillips. That's really, really good. And then Grealish and Haaland both on 11. Again, as always, we'll take a look at the data hub. You can see non-penalty expected goals 2.41, goals per game 2.95, expected goals against 0.8, and we actually conceded 0.89, so slightly worse than expected. And again, as always, expected goals 97, actual goals in the league 112. We outperformed expected points by 13 and exactly on position there. We'll just take a look here. So we actually conceded 3 more. We conceded 3 more goals than expected. So still a great overall season in terms of Champions League semi-final, 2 domestic cups I'm not really bothered about, and then nobody cares about the Community Shield, but winning the league easily with Haaland's going 53 in the league, and then Champions League semi-final knockout and penalties to Madrid is a bit gutting, but I would say a successful season. Now lastly, we'll take a quick look at the other team in this experiment, which is Cardiff. Here we are with Cardiff, and as you can see, it has been a successful season when you ignore the Carabao Cup first round exit to Luton Town, third round exit the FA Cup to Chelsea, but coming up against Chelsea in the third round, unfortunately, it's kind of expected. But the Sky Bet Championship is where we see the best of us. Managed to finish in 4th place in the league, going back to the league table. 4th place in the league, 25 wins, 10 draws, 11 losses, scoring 67, which was, where are we, about the 5th best goal scoring record, but then defensively only conceding 35, which is really good, only conceding 1 more than champions Norwich. That got us into 4th place, which meant we were in the playoffs. Taking a look at the semi-finals, it was the all-Welsh derby in the playoffs. Managed to beat Swansea 2-0, winning 2-0 at home before a 0-0 draw on Swansea meant we progressed to the final. And in the final, we beat West Brom 1-0 in extra time. Isaac Davies scoring in the 101st minute of extra time to put Cardiff into the Premier League. Now, taking a look at the squad, our top goal scorer was Sori Kaba, 21 goals from an expected goals of 21, so bang on the money. Assists wise 4, and unfortunately for them, he's only on loan. He's on loan from Michelin. Do they have a chance to sign him? No. But anyway, we'll not be continuing this, so it doesn't really matter. And going back to the squad page, 12 goals and a lot of single figures. So where is Isaac Davies? There he is. Isaac Davies never started a championship game for Cardiff. The Welshman, 21-year-old Welshman, came off the bench 20 times and did not score or assist a single goal until the playoff final. So his only goal came in the final, the biggest game of the season, and he managed to score. So I think he will be demanding a new contract, £1,200 a week. You're going to the Premier League, Davies, and he must be ready to demand a bigger contract based on that. Data hub for Cardiff might not be as impressive, but we'll still take a look. Non-penalty expected goals 1.19, goals per game we got 1.43, expected goals against 0.86, we only conceded 0.71. So how did that fare in terms of where we were expected? So 6.1 more goals in the league than expected, another 8 points than expected, and we're expected to finish 5th, but we managed to finish 4th, so very, very good. Now lastly, we'll just take a look at the tactic itself here. and go through a quick run through of the Skanderbags Sword. So as you can see, it's a 4-2-3-1, sweeper keeper on attack, 2 fullbacks both on defend, 2 ball playing defenders both defend, defensive midfielder on defend, segundo volante on attack, 2 inside forwards both on support, a shadow striker in behind the advanced forward. And as you can see, as I've clicked through it, there are no personal instructions for any of them, so you can just put them in as the default roles and you'll get these results hopefully. Looking at the actual tactical style, it's gegenpress, mentality is balanced. In possession, we're going to play out of defence, passing into space at a higher tempo. In the transition, we're going to get our goalkeepers to take short kicks, short passes out to the centre backs, and we're going to counter and counter press. And then lastly, out of possession, we're playing a higher defensive line, we're playing the high press, pressing much more often, preventing the short goalkeeper distribution, and we're asking our defensive line to step up that little bit more. So you have it. That is the Skanderbags Sword tactic sent in by Mick Sokoli over on Reddit. As you can see, some great results. City winning the league quite comfortably, Champions League semi-final. Celtic winning a domestic double with Furuhashi getting 51 goals, and Cardiff, who were predicted to finish 14th in the Championship, finishing 4th and then managing to win the playoffs and get back to the Premier League. This has been another tactical clinic. If you want yours tested on the channel, please just let me know. Put a comment down below and we can get in touch, get that done for you. And also, as always, please like and subscribe if you enjoy the content. It massively helps me out as a creator as I try and improve week on week, video on video. So until next time, catch you later.